Hey everyone, welcome to another webisode of Galui's Mood Food. Today we're going to be making you some candy bar cookies. Really good. We just started doing this last year. It's something we made up. And basically what we're going to start with is a basic cookie dough, which is, I'm going to read the cue card too. We're starting off with 2 1/4 cups all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, 2 sticks of butter. Make sure that it's room temperature, nice and soft. Half a cup of sugar, a half a cup of packed brown sugar, and we're going to use a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Now get the pure vanilla extract, don't get the imitation, because it's well worth the investment. And like Paula said the last time, you probably get it on sale this time of the year around the holidays. It's always on sale. Okay, we're going to use 2 large eggs, and you can use any candy bar you want. We're going to use a toffee kind of bar. You can use any kind of candy bar, your favorite candy bar. And you want to get about a cup of that, and you want to get a cup of chopped walnuts. And the best way to do it is get yourself a knife and a chopping board. We already have ours prepared. And you want to chop it up into pieces. As so, you don't want it too fine. Don't put it in a food processor, because you want to have some nice chunks. And again, same with your walnuts. Just nice and chopped up. Not fine. Ding. Round 2. Okay, anyway, we're going to get started here. Going to get our butter into our ancient KitchenAid mixer that's been handed down from my mother to me, and we put it to good use after all these years. It comes out once in a while, it sees the light of day, but when we need it, it's always there. So we're going to put our butter in. Messy, messy, messy. But you got to have it this way. You got to have it nice and soft. Okay. Crank this little puppy up here. Just get our butter going. And while that's going, you want to separate your dry from your wet ingredients. So we got our 2 1/4 cups of flour, and to that we're going to add a teaspoon of baking soda, which we have right here, and also a teaspoon of salt. I think that's a teaspoon. No, actually it's 1/4 teaspoon. So we're just going to add a little bit more.
You can throw your baking soda in there.
I'm going to put that right in here. Okay. Let me get the rest of the... Basically you want a 1/4, or you want a teaspoon. This is a 1/4. I read the wrong one. Add one more. There we go. Okay. We got those in. We're going to get our whisk. Just mix this up. Get that all going. Now while this is mixed, I'm just going to set this aside. And what we're going to do next is, we got our butter going here. We're going to add our sugar, which is our...
Preheat the oven.
Preheat the oven. Yes, preheat the oven 300 degrees. Thank you, camera girl. We got our half a cup of sugar here. We're going to add that to our butter. And also we have a half a cup of packed brown sugar. Going to add that to the party here.
We're using dark.
Yeah, use dark brown sugar. It just makes the cookie look prettier. If you use a light brown, that's fine. But a dark brown sugar just has a little bit more of the flavoring in it.
Molasses.
The molasses, and that's basically what it is. Okay, let's get this going here. Okay. Let me just scrape the sides down and get some of this off here. Keep mixing this. Now, after we get this mixed, we're going to start adding our flour to it. And our walnuts. This is basically a basic cookie. We've just modified it a bit. There we go. I think that's going pretty good. I think I'm going to start adding the flour after we let it whip here a little bit. Oh, I forgot. We got to add our eggs. 2 eggs. Where's it? There's it. We're going to add our eggs one at a time. Always put your eggs in a different bowl in case for some reason they're not good. You don't ruin a whole batter because of one bad egg. You know how many times we heard that one bad egg?
Right back here.
Yeah, there. Jalen. And our last egg. Okay, now we're going to get that stirred up here. Time to clean the fingers. Make sure you're mixing it well. I'm going to let this mix for a little bit. Stay around with us. We're going to add the dry ingredients to this while this is mixing. You're watching Galui's Mood Food. This is our candy bar cookies. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We're going to add our tablespoon of vanilla. This has been creaming up. You want to get it nice and creamy. We're going to add our tablespoon of vanilla. And you want to add a nice, good tablespoon of vanilla to this.
Maybe a lot.
Yeah, just a little bit more. Vanilla is always good. Let that cream up here again. Oh, take some of this and get it off here. Get it off the sides. Oh, this is looking good. I'm getting a cavity just thinking about this. Okay, we're going to cream this for a couple more seconds, then we're going to slow it down. I'm going to start adding our dry ingredients. That's a nice temperature. You're going to have to add this slow. This ought to be good because I'm trying to do it so you can all see without it splashing up and hitting me. Just lightly add this. So while I'm adding this here, because this is going to take a little while, y'all stick around because we'll be right back. This is our candy bar cookie mix, and as soon as I get this all together, we're going to show you how to pan it up, get it in the oven. Don't forget to preheat your oven 300 degrees. You guys stick around. You're watching Galui's Mood Food. Okay, we're back. Our mix is done. We put our dry mix in with our wet mix. We're going to add our walnuts. I had to taste them, make sure they're okay. Just add them right to your batter. Like I said, it's a cup of walnuts.
A couple or a cup of?
Well, it's a cup of, but I had a couple myself, so probably a little less than a cup now. Okay, while this is going, I'm going to get this all cleaned up because we have limited counter space here. This is not a test kitchen. We don't have the fancy big kitchen here, as you can see. So, while this is still mixing up, I'm going to get this all cleaned up. I'm going to get my sheet pan over here. We're going to put this on a pan. We're not going to drop, it's not a drop cookie kind of thing. It's more going to get a 15 by 10 jelly. They call them jelly roll pans. We call them sheet pans. We're going to put that all down, and what we're going to do is, so your cookie doesn't burn, You don't want to mix it in right with the mix. Once you get your batter on your cookie sheet, we're going to drizzle our candy bar of choice on, lightly pat them down in so that the bottoms don't, you know, burn, or whatever kind of cookie you're making doesn't burn. So stick around, we'll be right back. I'm going to clean this up and we're going to get to it. Galui's Mood Food. Okay, we're back with our limited counter space. We put our cookie dough in here. This is a 9x15 jelly roll pan, sheet pan, whatever you want to call it. Then we call it a sheet pan. Now is when we're going to take our candy. You just want to sprinkle this candy all over the top of this. And like I said, you can use any kind of candy that you like. We just happen to be using the toffee candy. And there's a cup of this. And you can see that pretty well covers all parts of the cookie or the cake. There we go. And after it's on, just gently pat it down in. You don't have to push it. You don't want to mash your dough up in any way. Spread it around, get them all to here places. Undiscovered territory here. It's like Star Trek with cookies. Okay, that looks good. Let's see what it. Okay, now I feel better. Okay, we're going to put this in 300 degrees on the top rack of the oven for about 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, check it. If spin it around. If you see it's not done, put it in for another maybe 5-10 minutes. Keep checking it with a toothpick. If it comes out clean, it's done. If you see the sides are starting to brown, like I said, depending on your oven, if you see the sides are starting to brown, just turn your temperature down a little bit. Get a piece of aluminum foil. Just lay it on the top until they're completely cooked. I'm going to put this in now. And after these are cooked, what we're going to do is we're going to get yourself some semi-sweet chocolate, whatever kind, in a bar, whatever. What we're going to do is we're going to double boil it. You can put it in a double boiler. What we're going to do basically is melt it, and we're going to drizzle it. After these cool, we're going to drizzle the dark chocolate all over the top of these before we cut them, and they set a little bit. But anyway, we'll show you that in a second. Right now, we're going to put this in the oven. You're watching Galui's Mood Food. This is candy bar cookies. These are off the hook. You're gonna love it. Look at that. Your dentist is gonna love you too. I'm telling you straight out. And your dietitian's gonna hate you. But hey, that's another story. Forget about them. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Okay, we got our candy bar cookies out. Let me see if I can show you them without burning myself. That's what they look like. You can see they're nice and done. You get a good picture of that?
Yeah. Hey.
Hey. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to let these set. We're going to let them cool down a little bit. And while that's going on, we got our version of a double boiler. Basically, just fill a pan about halfway. Put a bowl on top of that won't crack under heat, but you really don't have that much heat. You just want to start getting it nice and melted. And should your chocolate seize up for any reason and start seizing up, meaning it starts to get into a big lump, don't try adding milk, butter, anything. Get yourself a little bit of honey. Pour a little bit of honey in that, and it'll smooth right back out again. That's a little cooking secret we learned. So after all this is done, we're going to drizzle this on top. I'll go over what we made so far. These are candy bar cookies. This is something we made. It's very easy to make. We have our oven. We actually put these in the oven at 300. We cooked them for about 15 minutes. Checked them. The edges were getting a little brown, so what we did was we covered them, turned the heat down a little bit more to about, I think it was about 250, 225. we kept cooking them. They see that it's all nice and brown, nothing's burnt. That's what you want. For about another 10 minutes or so. Just keep checking them. When they're done, take them out. Start your chocolate. When these cool, we're going to drizzle the chocolate. We're going to show you that when it's all done. But this is basically the recipe, so you can write it down. It's very easy. It's 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt. You need 2 sticks of butter, and you need to get them softened at room temperature or a little bit softer. You need a 1/2 cup of sugar. You're going to get a 1/2 cup of brown sugar that you pack down. Okay, you need a tablespoon of vanilla, 2 large eggs, your favorite candy bar chunked up with a knife. You need a cup of chopped walnuts, and that's it. And what you do is basically you divide your dry ingredients and your wet ingredients, which is your butter, your sugar, your brown sugar, your vanilla. You get that all creamy. You put in your 2 eggs one at a time. Cream one up, get another one in, cream that up. Get it to where it's nice and creamy, so where it's not real granulated. You can actually see it nice and beaten up and kind of whippy almost, okay? Then you start adding your flour slowly. Get that all mixed up nice and everything's mixed up. Put your walnuts in. Don't put your candy in yet. Get your walnuts mixed in. Spread it on a sheet pan or jelly roll pan, whatever you want to call it. Then after it's put down, you put your favorite candy bar on top of that. Just pat it down a little bit. Pop it in the oven. Let it cook. We'll be back. We're going to show you after this is all done. We're going to drizzle our dark chocolate, which is whatever kind of dark chocolate you want. If you want to go high end, if you just want to get a basic dark chocolate, but it has to be dark, semi-sweet chocolate. And that's all you need. And like I said, put it on a double boiler. If you want to do it in the microwave, whatever trips your trigger on how you want to melt it. But like I said, if it starts to seize up on you, throw in a little bit of honey, you're good to go. We're watching Galui's Mood Food. We'll be back in a little bit. You take care. Stay with us.
If there's any cookie left to drizzle.
That's true, yeah.
Okay.
If there's any cookies left. I don't know what's going to happen, but there they are. Oh, it's hot. Get a picture of it quick. I'm burning. My fingers are melting now. Stay tuned, everyone. Okay, we're back. You see the chocolate, got it drizzling. Just drizzle it on like this. And you have candy bar cookies. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? Mm-hmm. You're gonna love this. You've been watching another webisode of Galui's Mood Food. I'm Julius. Paula. Stick around. Stop back. We'll be showing you some more webisodes of some goodies we're gonna make for Christmas. This is our candy bar cookie. We're going to set this in the refrigerator now. What you want to do is let it sit in the refrigerator, let your chocolate get hard again.
If it makes it.
If it makes it, cut it up into pieces, serve it. You're going to love it. Thank you again so much. Happy holidays, everyone. Galui's Mood Food. We'll see you again real soon. Bye, y'all.